Hi there, it's Unicorn. Today I'm going to bring you my September wrap-up. September is a really interesting month for me because I read in total of 8 books. However, 6 of them are in part of one cozy mystery series, and the other 2 books I read in September are both really great and I highly recommend them. And I will start my wrap-up with a novel that I read in September, and it's called Behold the Dreamers by this author that I cannot pronounce his name with. The book has 2 main characters and they move to the United States and live in New York from Cameroon in 2008. Nanny was an international student and she studied to be a pharmacist. And Jende, her husband, was a taxi driver. And one day, Jende got a job as a driver and driving for a banker family who works in Lehman Brothers. This story took place right before Lehman Brothers got bankrupt. But Jende and Nanny, they didn't know the financial condition of Lehman Brothers. They just got so happy because Jende got this high salary job which they can support their family and support the tuition fee of Nanny. And most importantly, they believe this job can support their dream, which is to stay and live in the United States forever. But their life is already hard enough. During the time when Jende was driving for the banker, they have to deal a lot of problems, such as their immigration status and the relationship with the rich family and other people. And also they started to realize that America wasn't always as they dreamed. This book was another book that opened my eye this year, and I can feel the desperation of the 2 main characters. Although they are hardworking, although they are loyal, they cannot control or decide the direction of their life. Their life was depending on other people and other people's opinion. Not to mention that they have to work maximum hours with minimum wage, and they have to give up almost everything, including their country and the culture they love. As a foreigner who lives in the United States, I was also an international student. So that I know if you want to either study in the US or live in the US, you have to go through a lot of paperwork and a lot of difficulties. So for that reason, I feel the same way with Jende and Nanny. However, because of the difference of our life condition and our main goal in life, sometimes I had a hard time to understand them, especially a part of their culture that I not totally agree with. But overall, I recommend this book to everybody, no matter if you are a foreigner, live in a foreign country, or you live in your own country, no matter if you are familiar with the immigration status in the United States or you are not familiar with it. And also no matter if you are familiar with the culture in Cameroon or it's a brand new country for you to study with. I think it's a great book and worth reading. I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. And the other book I read in September is a picture book. It's this one, The Franklin's Flying Bookshop by Jane Campbell. Jane Campbell is one of my favorite booktubers, and I love the idea of this book, and the illustration of this book is just so amazing. This book was published on September the 7th, which is also a special date for me, so I was really happy. And I like the story. It's talking about a dragon called Franklin. He lives alone and he likes reading, but because of he's a dragon, so it is really hard for him to make friends because people are afraid of him. However, one day he met Luna, so their story begins like that. I think this book is really cute for both adults and children, and I can't wait to send this book as a gift to my friends when they have children. And next I will talk about the 6th book I read in the Cozy Mystery series. Because I was in a major reading slump in the beginning of September, and I found the audiobook of this series of Cozy Mystery in my library, and I just binge listening to them. The series is called Christmas River series, and it is talking about a town called Christmas River. Because of its name, so the people in the town celebrate Christmas all year long, and many tourists go to that town because of the name. And the main character of the series is called Cinnamon, who is a baker and owns a pie shop. The first book in this series is called Murder in Christmas River, talking about in one Christmas season, Cinnamon is busy preparing the annual gingerbread competition in her town when she found a dead body in the woods behind her shop. So of course Cinnamon was accused to be the murderer in the first place, and she had to prove that she didn't do it. The whole story is a typical cozy mystery, and it's light and warm, and it's really suitable for the reading slump, so I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The second book in the series is called Mayhem in Christmas River. It happens in the following July when the Christmas River parade took place. The shop of Cinema's best friend was set on fire. I only give this book 2 out of 5 stars because I think some of the characters was off their personality and I didn't like it for that. And the third book is called Madness in Christmas River, and I also give this book 2 out of 5 stars. It's talking about when Cinema is preparing for her wedding and her cousin went missing. To be honest, I didn't really remember the story after reading it. I only remember that even though I give this book 2 out of 5 stars, it's still a relaxing reading for me. And the first book in the series called Malice in Christmas River. After her wedding, Cinema is preparing for her honeymoon when her husband, the sheriff of Christmas River, was hurt. So again, Cinema needs to find out who hurt her husband. And I enjoyed this book more than the previous two, and this book actually tackled on some social problems, for example, the overprotective parents and so on. And I didn't see the off-character problems in the writing, so I give this book 3 out of 5 stars. And following, there's a number 4.5 books in the series called Roasted in Christmas River. From the name, maybe you can tell it happens during the Thanksgiving season, and a really important turkey was missing in Cinema's friend's house. So Cinema took the responsibility to find out who took the turkey. It's a really funny and interesting short book. I think if I read it in the Thanksgiving season with my family, maybe it's more enjoyable. And the last book I read in this series is called The Mischief in Christmas River. In this book, there's a brand new pie shop opened right across the street of Cinnamon Pie, and Cinema started to lose some customers. And the interesting thing is, some of the dogs are starting to get missing in Christmas River, and they don't think it's a coincidence. So once again, Cinema needs to find out who took the dogs. And after binge reading the series, I found all of the stories are delightful and warm and light. However, they are also repetitive, especially some of the expression of the characters' feelings. But I think those stories are perfect to read in reading slump because they are so relaxing. And if you can read them in Christmas season, that will be better, especially if you have a hot chocolate on hand. And that's all the book that I read in September. I hope you didn't have a reading slump like me and you read some really amazing books. Let me know what books you recommend that you read in September, and until next time, happy reading! Bye!